The Wholesome Direct of 2023 first introduced me to A Highland Song, a PC game developed by UK-based company Inkle. The trailer's gameplay, music, and voice acting made it an instant sell for me. I played through the game's main story one time, and here's my experience. The game follows teenager Myra McKinnon as she ventures through the Scottish Highlands to meet up with her Uncle Hamish, who lives at a lighthouse on the ocean side. Myra initially questions her decision on whether or not she should leave her mother and her home to meet up with Uncle Hamish, but she is eventually overcome by the urge to make the journey. As Myra trudges through the Highlands, crossing fields and climbing countless mountain peaks, players are graced with a storytelling narrative mostly told by Uncle Hamish through memories and letters he sent to Myra. You spend a majority of the game maneuvering and climbing all sorts of mountainous paths and sprinting through rhythm portions of the game. When I started playing the game, I completely forgot about the rhythm gameplay portions, but will never forget about how hyped I was when I played through the first one. One thing I appreciate about this game is knowing that my first playthrough was probably super different from other people's first playthroughs of the game. I started out with a somewhat completionist mindset and wanted to explore every nook and cranny, but this changed as I was greeted with the countdown to Beltane. I had to look it up, but Beltane is a special event that Uncle Hamish wants to show Myra, though the game continues even if you miss its deadline. After I was late to Beltane, I decided I wanted to make my way to the lighthouse by taking whatever paths I discovered on my journey. I didn't completely master the map mechanic of finding and correctly naming every mountain peak, and left some entries undiscovered. During my gameplay, I met some interesting people and entities, like a random girl by a fire, a creepy dude in a cave, and a suggestive mermaid statue. I also got lost a lot, took some massive falls, froze in the cold and rain, and was ultimately 11 days late for Beltane when I finally reached Uncle Hamish's lighthouse. With 2D character designs and animations slapped onto a hand-painted background, the game exuded a bit of a storybook vibe venturing into the lore of the Scottish Highlands. The game's soundtrack was composed by Lawrence Chapman, with the music rhythm portion of the game featuring tracks from Scottish folk band Talisk. Both artists' music contributions were imperative to adding to the game's otherworldly feel. While playing the game, I could never forget the story of one of the game's creators being inspired by a painting his parents owned of the Scottish plains, with a castle ruined by the water, as well as pulling from his past experience adventuring the Scottish Highlands as a teenager. It's this type of personal inspiration that was so beautifully portrayed throughout the game that added to my already vast appreciation for this project.